Casita is a woman of integrity, and she believes in what is best for the country. Facing the issue, she will do it carefully. Casita is who we need, experience guaranteed. Casita, 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 number 6. On you
It's time to raise the bar, let's take it to the top. It's time to choose qualified people to rep for ya. From the prisoners to senior, she's right here for ya. Can't forget the education, it's time for better. She's ready and she's focused to get the job done. SXM, the time is now, let us all vote for change. Shamira is the candidate to represent for us. She's gonna represent us locally and even to the Dutch.
At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and an exciting new airport mall. Finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport. The experience will move you.
It's time to promote, so come out and vote. We not waste no time, we not make no joke. We voted for you, RSM, Julian Rolex Jr. Candidate number 9, hard time but he come to shine.
Welcome to the Late Night Shows. Of course, it is all about election coverage 2024. On the road to 2024, of course, the debate scheduled today had to be, postponed until tomorrow. We're going to have those type of days. So in the days that we don't have the debate, we'll have late night. That's okay. That's all right. At least I don't have a little baby. You don't know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so let me break it down. Good friend of mine, Judith Rumu, went to Parliament last week and she went with her phone to the police officer that's always in front of the Parliament building. And she said that she's looking for Hyacinth Richardson because she wants to know about the little baby. Now, first of all, can we just put it in 2 brackets and say that little is 1 and baby is 2? And it's like same thing because a baby can't be big. It's no big baby. There's no huge baby. There's baby. So the fact that people saying the little baby is the one that's killing me because Hyacinth, of course, did answer her on the floor of Parliament. Every time I have hope for St. Martin, it just lets me down. It just lets me down. I don't understand. So, first, this is the video of Judith Rumu trying to enter the Parliament building.
I'm here to see Parliamentarian Hyacinth Richardson about his outside baby, about the outside child. How can I do that?
Now, on the floor of Parliament, as part of notifications, Member of Parliament of the National Alliance, part of the coalition of the government right now, said on the floor of Parliament the following.
Mr. Chairman, last week Thursday, I received a WhatsApp stating from Ms. Rumu from the St. Peter's area, stating to the police officer downstairs that she came here to find out about my little baby. I would like to tell Ms. Rumu, who I know very well, I like her, but I didn't like this at all because this can destroy a family. However, for those who don't know, my wife is a preacher in the Methodist Church, and I respect her much. And I love her much. Mr. Chairman, but this kind of issue where a lady gonna take her time, come to Parliament to find out if I have a little baby. She came here to find out and ask me to question me about a baby. That's what she said to the officer downstairs. Mr. Chairman, I have no little baby. And I want to urge politicians who's doing this to please stop it. I have no little baby.
No, they say who the cap fit, please don't let them wear it, because I just don't understand how a member of parliament is going to address something like that in parliament.
I have no little baby.
But if we could hear from Chris about his side chick, his wife, and his wife friend, and his sister, and his many chicks on the side, what is saying, little baby, not having a little baby, and the way that he said,
I have no little baby.
what? Anyway, all right. Keeping you up to date as to what is happening on this lovely island, let's go into one of my favorite things, which is, of course, the election process, where the list of the different political parties had to be verified. Now, the voting bureau did verifying of lists, and also gave out the colors to the political parties. So the official colors, it's going to be on the ballot. So Natalie Tackling is the head of the voting bureau, and we will be showing you the verifying session of the voting bureau with the political parties, making sure that everything is done correctly, who was wrong, who submitted to the list, who's not on the list, and then afterwards I'll just give you a recap.
In this meeting, we'll be deciding on the validity of the candidate lists, along with whether or not we will maintain all candidates on the list, as well as the reference of the party at the top of the list. We're going to go through the parties one by one, and we'll do so in the order that you submitted your list on postulation day, given that no one has chosen a number as yet. So we'll just maintain the order in which the lists were presented. So to kind of backtrack again, last Wednesday, November 22nd, all political parties submitted candidate lists to the Central Voting Bureau. On the 23rd of November, there was endorsement day for 4 of the parties. All the parties met the requirement on this day. Subsequently, 3 days later, which ended up being the 27th of November, the Voting Bureau formally checked all the lists and notified all parties on November 28th of any deficiencies on their lists. Accordingly, parties were given 3 days until 5 p.m. on December 1st to cure their deficiencies in their lists. All parties submitted to us before 5 p.m. and we'll now go through each list separately, once again in the order that the parties submitted them on postulation day. The first that we'll handle is the Party for Progress, the PFP. The PFP received notice that there were minor deficiencies on their Model 2 forms, their Model 3 form, and that was it, actually, just their Model 2 and their Model 3 form. These deficiencies were cured accurately, and we see no reason not to approve the validity of this list and maintain all candidates as well as the reference. I'll put forward a motion to approve the list, and all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. A unanimous vote. Hereby we validate the list for the PFP for the upcoming elections in January. The following party is the US Party, the United St. Martin Party. The US Party also had various deficiencies on their list, namely to their Model 2 form. This was various, address columns, date of births, the way names were there. The same was for their Model 3. And there was also some deficiencies in their Model 4. The US Party also submitted in time on Friday, prior to the deadline. As such, we feel that all the deficiencies have been met by the US Party, and we see no reason not to validate their list or to scrap any candidates from their list. As such, I put forward a motion to approve the list of the US Party for the upcoming election of January 11th, 2024. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Moving forward, the following party that we have is the NA, the National Alliance. The NA was also informed on the 28th of various deficiencies to their list, namely to the Model 2 forms, the Model 3 forms, and also the Model 4. These consisted of some issues with the names and address details. These were also resubmitted in time and accurately and sufficiently cured. I therefore put forward a motion to approve the list of the National Alliance as submitted. All in favor say aye. Aye. Moving forward to the ECE, the Empire Cultural Empowerment Association. The ECE was also informed on November 28th of various deficiencies to their Model 2, Model 3, and Model 4 forms. These were resubmitted in time and accurately cured. As such, I put forward a motion to approve the list of the ECE for the upcoming parliamentary election 2024. All in favor, say aye. All right. Then moving forward to the NOW party, Nation Opportunity Wealth. The NOW was also informed on November 28th of various deficiencies in their list. These were resubmitted in a timely fashion and accurately cured. We therefore see no reason not to approve this list. I put forward a motion to approve the list of the NOW as submitted. All in favor say aye. 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 Then moving on to the United People's Party Association, the UP. The UP was also informed on November 28th of various discrepancies in their list. This was to the Model 2 forms, the Model 3 form, and also the Model 4. The UP resubmitted prior to the deadline. However, we have noted that with respect to the UP, candidate number 22 on their list did not re-sign the Model 3 form. As such, we have to conclude that there is a discrepancy here in accordance with Article 28, Paragraph 2, Sub D of the Electoral Ordinance, and as such, we will have to remove this candidate from that list. That being said, the UP list will still contain 23 candidates. However, the candidate 22 spot will remain blank. So I put forward a motion to approve the UP list with the removal of candidate number 22 as Article 28, Paragraph 2, Sub D has not been met. Can I see a motion to approve the UP list while removing candidate number 22? All in favor say aye. Aye. Then we move on to the United Resilient St. Martin Movement Association, the URSM. The URSM was also informed on November 28th of some minor deficiencies on their Model 2, Model 3, and Model 4 forms. These were resubmitted in a timely fashion and accurately done. We therefore put forward a motion to approve the URSM party list as resubmitted. All in favor say aye. 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 Then finally, we have the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party also had some very minor deficiencies to their Model 2 and Model 4 forms, and these were resubmitted in a timely fashion and accurately cured. We therefore put forward a motion to approve the list as resubmitted. All in favor say aye. 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 All right. To recap, that means that we have validated all 8 lists. However, with one minor candidate removal for the UP, all other parties, congratulations to you on the validity of your list. The next steps would be on December 7th, which is this upcoming Thursday at 2 o'clock. We will hold another public session here in this hall. And during that session, your party will choose its color and the number in which you will appear on the ballot. So we look forward to seeing you all on Thursday. and wish you lots of luck again in the upcoming parliamentary elections. I hereby close this public session of the Central Voting Bureau at 2:14 p.m.
Now, of course, it just means that everything stays the same. One party, the ECE is still the ECE. Everybody keeps their name. The colors are now official. And, of course, number 22 on the up party is no longer there. They have blocked him, so he is no longer taking part in the election. So during the election, if you're going to go vote for number 22, you won't be able to because number 22 don't exist. It's just black. Just letting you know. All right. In other news, let's go to the Now Party. Of course, the party of the Olivier Arenel, you know, you have to say, one of the hardest opposition members in St. Martin. He's been an opposition voice for the past 6 months. And of course, we do have to give the leader of the Now Party credit. His deputy, Christophe Emmanuel, continues to also be very vocal. And of course, the Now Party is looking good in their yellow. Their official color is yellow. And I must say that the yellow should start for caution, because you never know what you're going to get out of the Now Party. They're so full of goodies. In the Marvel world, you call them Easter eggs. They're just full of Easter eggs. Like, you never know what you're going to find in the eggs. This time around, the conviction of suspended member of parliament, Claudius Boncampo, is one part. So it was officially upheld by the appeals court last week. And many people have been asking, what does it mean for Mr. Boncampo? It means nothing, because he filed an appeal again. You can appeal up to 3 times. So in the court of first instance, that's in Phillipsburg. Then the court of appeals, that's with 3 judges, also in Phillipsburg. And then you have the high court in the Netherlands. In Dutch, they call it Kakasi. Now, the case is going to be heard not very soon. It's going to take at least 2 years or a year and a half if they want to rush it. And if they really, really want to stiff you, 8 months. But there is a list, and it's a long process. Now, what happens at the High Court? In the High Court, they just check to see if all procedures was done correctly. Because you could imagine that the High Court looks at cases on a regular basis and checks to see if everything was done and it's administratively correct. That's it. Sometimes, if there is flaws, they lessen or increase the demands of the prosecutor office from the first instance or from the appeal process. So it's nothing that is rocket science, but you still have to trust the process by just waiting to see what would happen in High Court. So can MP Boncampo take part in the election this time around? Hell yes, because once you appeal, it means that you are not guilty anymore, even though you have been condemned twice. He has one more condemnation. There is a condemnation pending. It could be that he's completely innocent of all of the charges against him by the Supreme Court, or he could basically be the same sentence that they gave him in the appeals court last week. So if he gets elected, let's just say if he gets elected, what does that mean? It means that he would be suspended again until the High Court renders its verdict. When the High Court renders its verdict, then it would be irrevocable. Once it becomes irrevocable, it means that it is set in stone. You can't go back, you can't go down, you can't do nothing. That's it. So the deputy then would be selected from the same now list. So it would either be Kevin Mingret, or Lyndon Lewis, based on the numbers that you're looking at on the popularity of the list that is the No Party. Good? You stay with me? So, when people say, yeah, well, does it mean that if MP Boncampo gets back into office, it means that he's going to be suspended until his case is heard by the High Court? And when people, I mean me, the answer that I got from all legal experts is yes. Yes. Suspended. So we're going to still be paying him. So we're going to have 16 members of parliament. We're supposed to have 15. But then at least we have a deputy in the meantime. And then if he gets convicted irrevocably, then he won't be able to stay an MP. He would then have to deal with his sentence. That would mean that basically the deputy then becomes the MP for the rest of the term until 2028, and we have a next election. Clear? I hope it's clear, because you're hearing all kind of nasty stories about people who are in court that are getting accused of different things. And while, you know, the No Party is one of the perfect parties in this election time, it's important that I mention the truth to you, the voter, because at the end of the day, they keep on running away from coming to the debates. Yes, you know me, I petty, so I gotta just find a way to bring it inside. Yes, they ain't coming to my debates. They're too heighty and tighty to come to the debates. Same thing for DP. DP say that 9 o'clock in the morning, and PFP too. 9 o'clock in the morning is too early. Ooh, but it is go Billy D for 9 o'clock. Let us go Lady Grace for 9 o'clock. And let us pay for it. Late night giving it to you for free to debate other members of parliament, to debate people who wants to, you know, serve the country, but they rather go on other talk shows, rather go Super Kid for 8:30 in the morning. You think I didn't notice the time? About the time, it's too early. Bullshit. It's because it's a late night show. Well, I don't care. Well, I do. That's why I'm mentioning it, because I petty. But thank God for the other sense party, the parties with so much sense. No, that sounds wrong, because they're giving me sense. But what I'm saying is, thank God for the other parties who have sense. Yes, they had sense, because at least they come to a free platform for that time and just exchange ideas with other people. You know, that's it. It's a discussion, it's a debate, they're discussing things, what's good for you, St. Martin. It's not for me, because you hear me the whole entire term hitting and licking these lovely people. And the whole term, I've been critical on every single body. And now it's their time to talk to you as to why they should be there again, so that I could make fun of them for the next 4 years again. It makes sense. Speaking about making fun, the 2023, let me say that again for those in the back who didn't hear me. The 2023 budget amendment is being discussed currently in Parliament. We are in December. We are in December. We're going into 2024, and we are discussing the 2023 budget amendment. What does that mean? It means, one, they're lazy. Two, they're lazy. Three, how are you discussing something from 2023 when we're going in 2024? The budget from 2024 had to be in Parliament since September this year. But of course, National Alliance, like we accomplish, Minister Atwell Irion used to be so critical on the Minister of Finance before him, Perry Shearlings, and he was like, you know, they're always late and they have no respect for democracy, and the people of St. Martin should not accept that. And now he is the Minister of Finance and he wet the bed. And he's just chilling, going in Parliament, discussing this amendment to, of course, bribe the police officer, to pay the police officers, the justice workers. And then I get to find out that they're paying these justice workers in installments. So if they owe you a lot of money, they're going to pay you over the next 10 months. Oh no, sorry, I mean 10 years. God, please help me.
Oh no!
Please. Let us pray for St. Martin. This is where you need a Christian party. We had to get a Christian party back in here, boy, because for the life of me, I don't understand how paying other things on the budget is more important than dealing with the justice workers right away. Now, from all indications, the tallest member of parliament will be coming with a solution for the police officers and the justice workers to get their money right away. I haven't seen the plan, but I heard something is coming their way so that we don't have to deal with this 10-year bullshit. So let's see. The meetings continue this week, and it's going to continue. They're not going to take a break, because usually by this time, Parliament this week finish vacation. Everybody going on vacation. They're chilling. They're going up island. They're going Palatino. They're going Holland. They relax. But it's election year, so they got to show that they're working. And they got to make sure go on the floor of Parliament and say, "That's not mine. I don't have a little baby." I was just like, I thought it was Maury boy. That's not mine. That's not mine. No, he said he doesn't have one. He does not have one. Anyway, that's at least we use that for the House of Parliament. We have highlights of the meeting, one of the many meetings, the back and forth between the Minister of Finance and, of course, the Parliament members who need to get re-elected, so everybody have something to substantial to say. Anyway, let's go into the highlights.
Back in office, they can't deny he leads with pride. And I don't mean to be boasty, but we're walking forward. Together as one, we can get the job done. We're walking forward. Number two on anybody, for sure we solid with heat.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh. Can't think for now is longevity. When time go round, you gonna really see who for you in hard times the reality. So please think twice when you choose to give a seat. Moving forward, we gonna need stability. Moving forward, we gonna need transparency. Cause everything you do, the people gonna need to see what you're doing in all the work you're putting in.
Let your yes be a yes, and your no be a no.
They can't keep a good man down. Always keep a smile when they want me to frown.
Some of them even say, is the guns on one coco. So they won't let me play, and they blaming polio. Who they think they could fool? All we know they better do fast. Polio or no polio, man we won, we must. Mama when they hear, they go get the carnival. Oh, all masqueraders on heat. Well, they didn't care if it was official, but they start turning peace on the street. And they start to jump around, and they start to tumble down, and they fall down on the ground. If you see how they came, but what was so comical in the midst of Bacchanal? Rain comes and wash out Martin Bay. Who they think they could fool? All we know they better do fast. Polio or no polio, man we won, we must. Mama when they hear, they go get the carnival. Oh, all masquerade.
Yeah, we gon' vote for him. Yeah, we gon' vote Chupi, yeah. We gon' vote for him, yeah. All the hard work he has done for us, a true leader for the people. Always fighting for our rights, and all the passing up so much love. Kept government up for 4 years strong, something that wasn't done for so long. Rolando Bryson's the new way up, and we are sure that he'll hold us down. Now is our time, cause we're still going up. Rolando Bryson representing we. Is standing up for this country, so that's why we gon' vote UP. Now is our time, cause we're still going up. Rolando Bryson representing we. Is standing up for this country, I know. We going up, yeah, cause we the top. Rolando Bryson's the new way up. If you be party for us, yeah, we going up, yeah, cause we the top. Rolando Bryson's the new way up. If you be party for us, if you be party.
People has been a part of me and voted on my lead. A man of action and integrity, yes. Number 2, a united people party.
And this is something that we look forward to do.
Carl & Sons has delicious food to fit your lifestyle and go easy on your pockets. Carl & Sons, your #1 spot for breads, pastries, cakes, sandwiches, breakfast, and lunch. Check out Carl & Sons today on Pondville and in Coal Bay. The holidays are here and so is the Christmas ham at Carl & Sons. Get your Christmas ham sandwiches or Johnny cakes this season. Add a choice of cheese or egg, or have all 3. You can't go wrong with either one. Follow them on Facebook and don't forget Fun Miles is your friend at Carl & Sons.
St. Martin, we probably go far, and we know, search for a sign of a change, a chino. You know it got days when you feel like a zero. I woke up this morning, but felt like Mark Mingo. Tomorrow be a better day. Respect is the key, education gon' matter, so don't you try to run away. St. Martin, the place where the food is good, the people is good, the music is good. We living like we on a road. They're trying to take us down, but I'm thinking cause they really don't. Misunderstood. Oh Lord, help us protect ourselves, help us look in ourselves. We're searching for what they call the fire that's in ourselves. I just want to see the best for my motherland. I just want the whole world here to understand that we came from the bottom of the sewer, now we heading way up, high up unto Wonderland. Opportunity is yours, so make it happen. Take an action.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? Qu'est-ce que tu fais là? But sorry, no sir. They got this game tonight and I can't miss it. Me and my boy, we gotta watch the game, you know. So I bringing this in. You check? Alright, let me watch your leg. Watch your leg.
Sir, sorry. Why so difficult? Look, I'm watching TV here on my phone with the Tel TV Plus app. You really gotta upgrade.
Okay, so Miss, tell me about the Tel TV Plus. I hear about this.
Okay, so once you apply for Tel TV Plus,
okay,
you can enjoy it anytime on the go.
Anytime?
Anytime.
On the go?
On the go. You simply download the app, log into your account at any time, sit back and enjoy. You will never have to miss your match.
Yo, bus driver, take me back to tell him now, please.
Good afternoon, honorable members of parliament, the Minister of Finance and his team with us here today, and the viewing public. Welcome back to this Central Committee handling of the Budget Amendment 2023. Earlier today, we received various questions, or the minister received various questions, and the minister on behalf of the government had returned with various answers. Early in the meeting, we had agreed that the minister would return to answer as many questions as he could, after which any further questions would be handled as part of the reporting and responding to the report process. So in other words, the answer to any further questions other than what the minister is able to provide now We've agreed that those will form part of the final report from the government, so those will be received in writing. For now, I will give the word to the Honourable Minister to provide the answers that he is able to give at this point, after which, if members of Parliament do have further questions, then understand that those will be provided in writing. So that will be within the note following the final report. All of the answers shall appear in there. So, Minister, you have the floor.
The first question was the general road network plan. Do we have an updated general road network plan? After internal deliberation, it has been decided to update the road network improvement plan, RNIP, in connection with the road fund that is being presently initiated. Next, in relation to your question on the St. Martin Housing Foundation subsidy, 728,000 guilders is budgeted for 2023 for the St. Martin Housing Foundation subsidy in anticipation of updating the performance agreement. This new agreement is in the final draft stage and is being circulated for approval. The St. Martin Housing Foundation has not made a substantiated formal request to the government of St. Martin or the Ministry of Roaming. A potential increase can occur when that request is received for the new performance agreement. Regarding continuing MP Sarah Westcott Williams' question regarding TIAT and the big BTP report sent to Parliament, it was said it will be shared with you, MP, before Monday. The contract of STB can be provided to Parliament. It will be provided by the Ministry of Azet, the Facility Affairs Department. The Department of Statistics held a public session on the preliminary results of the population census. While all the results may not be available, can information be sent and shared to Parliament? The presentation to the public held on Thursday, November 16th, is publicly available on the website of the Department of Statistics, stats.cmartin.gov.org. The next question was regarding STB's new home. Can an update be provided on a cooperation between the Dutch and French tourism offices when it pertains to marketing promotion on the island? The two offices have identified various marketing and sales activities that can be synchronized, as well as the development of other niche markets and sectors. However, one must realize that the fact that each tourist office operates in two different structures and the timing for decision-making varies. This makes it very challenging to synchronize most activities. Nonetheless, there is regular dialogue and synchronization as much as possible, especially in comparison to the past. MP Bryson's questions are next. One regarding Revolut. The answer is I'm not aware of the ins and outs of Revolut. However, I will inquire at the central bank what is the matter and see how online services can be stimulated. Next question by MP Christophe Emmanuel. Did the wage tax and income tax change? Can the Minister of Finance explain the change? Or did the Minister of VSI not understand the tax laws? No, the wage tax and income tax did not change. MP Westcott Williams on the concession payment of GB. The average cost for GB for water and electricity are about 5 million guilds annually, so normally GB would have to pay 1 million after offsetting the bills. However, this year, due to the increase in fuel costs, we think the total expenses will be in line with the concession fee that GB has to pay. Mr. Chairman, those are all the questions that were provided to us at 3 o'clock by the by the relevant ministries. The rest said they needed more time, so I guess we'll continue. We'll send those in writing with the addition of GEB and the Central Bank.
Thank you, Minister. Members of Parliament, considering that this is a Central Committee meeting, as agreed, we would receive any further answers in writing. If there are any opportunities, there is still opportunity now. If there's any other questions, this is the moment to ask it, after which I will close the meeting so that we can begin the reporting process, and then the government can provide the note following the report, which will contain the answers to all of the questions. So also including the ones that he has verbally answered, those will be all within the report. So I will open the floor just for questions, and then after all questions are finally noted, we will close this meeting. I see we have MP Christophe Emmanuel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and good afternoon to the Honorable Minister and his support staff, my colleagues, and everyone, good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, it would have been remiss of me to not call out or mention a few questions concerning Telem and the airport. So I would like to start with a few questions in regards to Telem. Mr. Chairman, I remember I went to the MAC school and I repeated grade 4. And my mom went and asked the teacher, what more can she do so that I won't repeat again? And the teacher said, well, he should read a little bit more. And I took a liking to reading comic books. At that time, when I was growing up, Mr. Chairman, you had the Archie books. You know, Jughead and Veronica, Betty, you know, and I used to read them constantly. I don't know if that helped, but I passed with flying colors the next school year. Mr. Chairman, it was brought to my attention, and I was surprised when I received so much comic books a couple of weeks ago in relations to so many issues pertaining to Telem. And in my liking of reading these comic books, I started to delve into what is happening in Telem. And because of that, Mr. Chairman, I have a few questions I would like to ask. Mr. Chairman, it was brought to my attention that in one of these comic books that something is seriously wrong when it comes to the importance, and what stands out is the relationship between the management and the supervisory board of Telem. Mr. Chairman, it is fair to assume that Telem is being run by different captains. My reason for saying this is because it is very essential that the supervisory board of directors and management team is always in a line with each other. And based on these comic books, Mr. Chairman, it doesn't seem that way. Mr. Chairman, in these books that I've read, another violation of the above mentioned comics, it is stated that the board and management has made disbursements while the nature of the payments require prior approval of the supervisory board of directors. Mr. Chairman, I would like to know, how is this possible? Is this a violation of Telem's Articles of Incorporation? In further reading of these comic books, Mr. Chairman, I have taken note that in the books, it was mentioned that the supervisory board of directors at the time consisted of only 2 members as per April the 1st, while the Articles of Incorporation indicate a minimum of 5 members. So my question, Mr. Chairman, would be, why were there only 2 members? And since then, has any change been made? So, how many members are there currently on the board? Mr. Chairman, I am aware that Telem recently appointed a new CFO. Can you please indicate how many years the CFO was appointed for? And also, in the meantime, can you please indicate how many years was the CEO contract renewed for? Mr. Chairman, in my gist of reading these books, it came to my attention that since 2018, no goal setting nor evaluation of management has been performed. I would like to know, how is that possible? So on what basis was the CEO contract renewed? Furthermore, is this still the case, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, what is the current financial situation of Telem, especially since their recently court case lost, which involved a significant amount that has to be paid out? Mr. Chairman, it came to my attention in my reading that the internal audit department is not being used to its full potential. Here it is again, a vital department as internal audit that has been basically shut down in GEBE is also not being used to its full potential in Telem. Mr. Chairman, why is that? And since in that reading or in these comics, why is that the case, Mr. Chairman? With regards to my observation, Mr. Chairman, has any change been done since then? So through you, Mr. Chairman, when I continue to read, is it fair to say the information is limited? Doesn't really say much. It basically just outlines the challenges relationship of the management and the supervisory board, the internal audit department, which is not functioning 100%, and it touches on a few projects. So my question is, the entire situation, was it an additional report submitted with the supervisory board of TELEM, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, throughout the years, I have championed my concerns with regards to the employees, especially with regards to the 12.5% cut. As a result, I am now following up with next questions. Did TELEM employees receive their vacation pay? And for those whose salaries are maxed out, did they receive their merit, which in other words is a lump sum? Did the employees receive their profit sharing? Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask this question now. And I'm very concerned. Is it true that TELEM plans to downsize once again of their employees? So, or is it so that TELEM is planning to downsize when it comes to their employees, between 50 to 75 individuals? So what I'm saying, Mr. Chairman, is it that TELEM will be laying off after election? If so, please indicate what's the reason for such and when will this take place? Mr. Chairman, I would also like to know, what does the current government, the NA government, doing about this, if they are aware of it, which I believe they are? What is their opinion, and do they agree with putting innocent and hard-working people out of jobs? Mr. Chairman, I am asking this because since this government has been in place for the past 4 years, many locals have been victimized. Many locals have lost their job, which involved decision-making of our current government, the NA government, Mr. Chairman. But I can't be remiss and not put in UP with them too as well. Is it correct that the downsize will mainly involve employees that is 50 years and up, Mr. Chairman? Is it correct that the layoff will also be focused on redundancy of functions within the company, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, is it also correct that Helma is still in a management position at TELEM, still have the own phone, still have a company vehicle, still have an office at TELEM? If this is the case, Mr. Chairman, can Parliament be provided with her function, Mr. Chairman, and the reason for her still being at TELEM? Mr. Chairman, as of today, can the government give an outline, detailed breakdown of the finances of TELEM, seeing that they have lost the case with Mayor and have millions to pay? Mr. Chairman, can TELEM carry that debt? I thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, MP Emmanuel. I would like to...
Sorry.
You have more questions?
Mr. Chairman, sorry about that. Yeah, it was also brought to my attention that the contract of Mr. Mingo at the airport has been renewed. Can the government give Parliament the reason for renewing the contract? How much years or how long has the contract been renewed? And in the capacity of whom? Was it on the instructions of the Prime Minister? Was it on the instructions of the Minister? Was it on the instructions of a Council of Ministers? Because, Mr. Chairman, I heard you earlier spoke about the arm's length approach and who is responsible for which. Can the government explain and give information to Parliament as to when his contract was renewed and for how long was the contract renewed and by whom? Mr. Chairman, I know the answer will be, oh, the board renewed the contract. In addition to that, Mr. Chairman, can we get a breakdown in terms of the soft opening, Mr. Chairman, what was so disastrous with not having the mechanisms up and running? And up to date, Mr. Chairman, can the minister give an explanation as to are we anywhere closer to finalizing a date of the completion of the airport, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, also, I would like to know, Mr. Chairman, that little structure that they call, whatever they call it, how long will people suffer when entering the airport and going through that little maze, if you want to call it that, Mr. Chairman? In addition to that, Mr. Chairman, how much money has been spent thus far from the inception of Schiphol being partly joint to Princess Juliana International Airport to this date? How much money have we spent, has the airport spent in that agreement with Schiphol thus far? Also, Mr. Chairman, when it comes to the salaries of the employees, is the airport up to date with all the agreement and promises that they have made in compensating the employees for their full paid out after the 12.5% cut? I thank you very much.
Once again, we move on to the next speaker, which is MP Westcott Williams.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chairman, and a good afternoon. Good afternoon, Minister, and your support staff. Mr. Chairman, before the lunch break, I was asking the Minister some questions regarding the financial component of the payment to justice workers, and I asked whether when this budget is approved, passed and approved, ratified, if that would mean that the justice workers would receive their payment due over the year 2023. And the Minister started to nod in agreement, and I would like that to be confirmed. Was it so? Was I misunderstood? And yeah, so I would like the Minister to be clear on that. He had started to nod as I was asking the question. And secondly, the remainder of those questions we have to await, those regarding the justice and the amount in coming years and stuff like that. Those are answers that we have to await, or we'll get them in writing. But the question regarding the 3.2 million and whether that is to pay out in 2023, if the Minister can give a yes or a no on that. Please, thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, we have MP Grisha Heilige-Martin.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon to Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon to those listening and viewing online, and good afternoon to the Minister and his support staff. Mr. Chairman, through you, the questions that was posed by my fellow MP, Emmanuel, sparked me to ask even a deeper question when it pertains to Telem and the airport. I just have 2 or 3 simple questions. Regarding the questions regarding Telem, when we received, I know when the SOAB report was final, it was also presented to COM. My question to each and every minister is, what is their feedback on the Telem SOAB report when it was presented to them, and what is their opinion of the report? And is it any red flags to it, yes or no? Or was it, okay, no problem, we'll proceed? What's your opinion, or what was their individual opinion on the SOAB report for the Council of Ministers that was present when the SOAB report was presented? With regards to the employees that they're planning to lay off next year, which department within Telem will be affected the most? Finance department, technical department, commercial department. Which department are they will be affected the most? And also, as it pertains to the layoff, what is the target financial amount that they're looking to lay off? So by laying them off, what is there a financial amount affiliated with the layoff? And if so, what is the amount that they're trying to cut from the operational cost when it comes to the employees? Then I have, regarding the airport, I think MP, through you, Mr. Chairman, MP Emmanuel also touched on it. He asked if it was a COM decision, a board decision, but if indeed the COM had anything to do with the extension of Mr. Mingo's extension, if it was indeed discussed, I would like to know if it was unanimously agreed in COM, and which minister was part of that COM decision regarding the renewal of Mr. Mingo's contract. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Minister, a lot of questions have been posed about government-owned entities, and there is one that I do want to ask about that I think is the elephant in the room, maybe quite literally the elephant in the room, and that is the harbor. The harbor, as we all know, has gone through recently some very serious litigation in terms of activities, illegal activities that have taken place there in the past. I would like to know if the government has done any sort of assessment and interaction with the harbor regarding any potential risk to the government and to taxpayers as a result of this. That's what I would like to know. Are there any other further questions from the members of parliament? No? Minister of Finance, as agreed earlier, you would be able to answer these questions using the usual procedure from the Central Committee. However, indeed, there was one that MP Westcott Williams did ask if you can answer that one before you leave. I think you're prepared to answer that.
Regarding MP Sarah Westcott Williams' question, so I haven't gotten an official update from the Minister of Justice, but being part of some of these meetings, what I do know is that once the LBAs, as mentioned in her presentation in Parliament before, so once the LBAs are done in December, whatever amounts are done in this period of time can and will be paid. So out of the 3.2 million guilders. Is that clear enough, MP? Just give me a nod or...
MP, would you like to clarify further? MP Westcott Williams?
Sorry, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll leave it for the discussions in the public meeting. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Thank you, Minister. Anything further?
Yes, and regarding the last question by MP Helga Martin, regarding the extension, I don't recall that coming to the Council of Ministers, and we didn't have any decision on it in the Council of Ministers. And I don't even recall if an extension was granted, so it's also kind of news to me also.
Would you happen to recall off the top of your head if the harbor has become a discussion in the Council of Ministers? No? Can't recall? No problem. We'll save that one for the public meeting too.
I hope you enjoyed the highlights as much as I did not, because for me it's just hot air, hot air, hot air. And then this new government that's coming in, ladies and gentlemen, please take your time when you're voting. Do not go and waste your vote. Do come out to vote on January the 11th. Vote for who you think can make a difference, can contribute to St. Martin's development, because we are sinking, literally, slowly. I hope it does this good, you know. Anyway, you gotta put water everywhere, you know. We're sinking. Not melting, we're sinking, literally. And what happens to a sunken ship? It disappears. It just disappears. Now, I know I always say St. Martin is not a real place, but, you know, we all have to inhabit somewhere. So, since we inhabit in this lovely spot, let me at least try or at least attempt to take care of it. So, please, do have a good day. Continue to watch the different programs like Grace and Super Kid and Billy D, and of course, Late Night, you know, continue so that you can get informed. I wasn't knocking on them, I was just knocking on the stupid-ass politicians that give me bullshit excuse for not coming to the debates. So to the parties who are taking part in the debates, thank you for, you know, talking to the voters. No more cussing. I'm in front of a church. How much Hail Marys I gotta do now? Anyway, all right. Until tomorrow, have a good one. Bye-bye.